Welcome to this video on the upcoming fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, obviously happening in Wembley on the 21st of October. That's Saturday night. It will be happening. Great fight, great being made by Riyadh Season again. Obviously in the UK this time for Riyadh Season, but incredible fights they are putting on for Riyadh Season and in general from Turkey Al Sheikh. He's doing a great job pushing the fights everyone wants to see. With the money, the capital he has to put into the sport, he's really making the fights we want to see. So going into it, I think it'll be a great fight. I think it's going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be easy for AJ to win or Dubois to win. I think it's going to be a good competitive fight between the two. But really, I'm going to look through a couple fights from each. Two of them fights will be against Usyk because it's a common opponent between the two. And I'm going with the latest Joshua fight, the second fight between Joshua and Usyk, and the obviously one and only fight between Dubois and Usyk. And then I've took two fights which really compare. I'm trying to pick a good opponent that will give some standing towards, not Usyk because they both lost. Usyk is one of a kind against a other fighter in that top end of that division. How well do they do? So straight in with Dubois. I'm going straight in with the fight against Miller. So really did quite well. First two rounds really did well with the amount of speed, the amount of shots he's setting off and getting the 10-9 in both. Problem was, I think he just sent it a bit too much. There wasn't enough control from Dubois, managing the wrist, managing the stamina, and really after that, at least third round maybe, but definitely the fourth, going into the fifth, he started to lose momentum. Miller was putting his weight on him. Obviously, there was a good amount, I think 100 pounds between them in weight, because Miller didn't cut down probably as much as he probably wanted to in that fight, but started putting his weight on him in the clinch and started getting some shots off, getting some good shots in the clinch. And, them uppercuts were going off. I don't think, early on, Dbar should have kept that more reserved. But then he started coming back into the fight and started getting into it again, recovered for a few rounds and went, okay, well, let's start getting back into it again. Obviously, in that point, Dubois wasn't, in some rounds he was winning, but he was making it more effort than it should have probably been. With Miller being overweight in that fight and not cutting down enough, it should have been easier to beat him in them later rounds. And actually, it sort of favoured Miller after them two rounds. He started looking more like he was going to take it overall. But game plan needed to be better in that fight, really. He just went out there, got too excited early on against Miller. Tried to get him, basically, I think he was just trying to get the points off. Got 2 rounds and then went, I've punched too much. I've set too much off from my hands, and I need a couple rounds to recover. And actually, by the end of the fight, he's winning rounds. He is winning them. He's not making it as easy as he probably should have done. But overall, got the win. Won it late on. But overall, just stay controlled. He allowed himself, and it's not that okay, yes, he didn't make it easy for himself, but also he put himself at risk of losing it. He took some big shots from Miller that he probably shouldn't have done when he's tired, allowing Miller to come forward because he hasn't got the round 4, round 3. He allowed Miller to do a few more shots where if he's got the stamina, he's got the ability to keep going, hasn't just wasted a load of stamina round 1 and 2. He'll be able to just keep him off him a bit more and be able to make it look more comfortable. But saying that, in the 8th round, if Dubois found another gear, really put it on Miller, and in the 10th round gets the TKO. So does very well late on to come back after adversity. In that, really, I think he'll admit himself personally within the team that he sort of wasted a load of stamina round 1, 2, and sort of round 3 he went, oh, that's not the pace I should have been running at. and that just comes with experience. I think the experience really showed it lacked in that fight. That actually against the Miller, he's going to want to sit on you. He's going to want to put his weight on you and see what happens in the clinches. And actually, you need to save some stamina to get him off you quicker, which he didn't. So, but he does get the win there, and it does show, look, he's got that fighting spirit to come back. And actually, round 8, 9, 10, was winning them, and also got the TKO late on. So did very well there. Now going on to the Usyk Dubois fight. So this is one common opponent. They both had, obviously, Usyk being the world champion currently. Round 1, Usyk feeling it out, won the round. Round 2, Dubois isn't comfortable with the pace of Usyk, I've put here. So I've rewatched all these fights. And really, Usyk's really outclassing him currently in that first 2 rounds. Round 2, Dubois backing off, not throwing much at all, and really going, oh, this pace isn't for me. This is too fast for me against, Usyk is fast, and you do see this a lot. It's not uncommon. It's not like Dubois under the level. His pace is hard to cope with. And Usyk's getting some good punches in round 2. Round 3, Dubois did well, I thought, but Usyk still won the round. He did a lot better. He felt it out a bit more. Okay, I'm not comfortable with that pace. Okay, Usyk's starting to he's not that as fast as round 2, but he's doing okay, and he's getting a few punches in. Usyk's definitely winning the rounds, there's no question of that, but Dubois seems to be okay, a bit more comfortable, getting a few punches off, doing something in that round. Round 4 is what it is. Round 5, Usyk goes down from a low blow, and this is the big changer of the fight. And it really, for this AJ fight, if you're looking to compare histories between each other, how much does this low blow actually mean? And was it a low blow? Was it not? And there's debates around that, but really hit him low, and Usyk goes down. And really, after that, Dubois is very much in it. He's hitting to the body. It looks in round 7 that he hurts Usyk with a body shot, which is totally legal body shot. But Usyk quickly gets back to it. Dubois really came into, he came into this fight after that low blow. There's a definite change if you look at his 2 separate fights between up to the low blow and after the low blow. Usyk looks a bit more, and it will happen. He looks less comfortable. Dubois is definitely getting shots off and actually hurting Usyk with that body shot in round 7, and he's getting some stuff off. And then Usyk catches him end of round 8, and it's that thing. Dubois was winning round 8 before this, but then Usyk catches him end of round 8. So it's just that thing. Usyk will just you can win all around, and Usyk will just go at you for the last 30 seconds and get you down. Dbar did very well against Usyk, but before the low blow, he didn't do great. It was very much looking like a Usyk fight. After the low blow, Dbar starts coming back into it and probably winning a few rounds. So it really depends how much that low blow really is. That a low blow firstly, or how much is that a sort of thing Dbar can replicate, really, if he can. I mean, that's a big equaliser against an Usyk that could be used against really anyone, and does show, look, he's the only person to probably do that well against Usyk in a fight. I mean, I think it probably, after the low blow, we went up to AJ's level, and we'll talk about AJ's level in the Usyk fight, the second Usyk fight he had. But before that was looking total out of sorts and really looked like a level below compared to Joshua's fight with Usyk. So getting on to Joshua now, really, is Joshua versus Wallin. So Wallin, good fight here, looking for a test here, AJ. AJ doing well early, controlling the fight, and this is the thing I'm going to talk about later when we talk about the overall, what's going to happen in this fight. Controlled early, gets the jab out there, going to the body, to the head, controlling the fight, 3 rounds in, very well done. from AJ early, very controlled, waiting for that counter. Waiting for the counter to come up, to Wallin to throw something, because actually Wallin was a bit tentative to throw something after getting these jabs to the body, jabs to the head, then taking a few shots. Round 5, found it amazing counter combo, end of the round, they stopped the fight. Basically, total control from AJ. Really no problem in that fight at all. Controlled it from bell to bell every round. And looked like nothing could ever stop him winning that fight, to be honest, with AJ, which was a great display against the Wallin. And then now, going on to the real big one, which I'm using as my main tester, is the AJ versus Usyk 2 versus Dubois Usyk. Early Usyk is winning the fight. AJ's still getting some good punches in. So this is my real comparison, is that early on, before this low blow and Dubois fight, and early on in this AJ Usyk, they're pretty much on the same level. There's been no low blow. There's been no problems with illegal shots or anything like that. So this is a good comparison. But I think AJ is definitely having more success in them early rounds, even though Usyk may still be winning them. He looks more comfortable in there. He looks like he's getting shots off. He's hitting Usyk. He's just a lot more successful with the shot. Firstly, he's throwing more shots and they are hitting more than what Dubois. It actually looks like a level difference. If you look at the fight, look early rounds between Dubois, early rounds between AJ, it looks very different. I think that could be styles as well. Dubois could be a late starter in fights. He wants to work them out. But overall, you can't be that tentative enough in round 1 and 2. You can lose 2 or 3 rounds straight off the bat, and then you got to win, 4 on the trot or something to get back into it. So it's a bit difficult to fully understand. But I think AJ overall does well. Gets some good counters on it. Usyk as well throughout the fight. Definitely does a lot more than Dubois before the low blow. I think that's the thing. I think he does win rounds against Usyk as well. I think round 3 he does well. A lot more success overall. Round 6 AJ has some good success, but Usyk came back. Yeah, and that's the thing. AJ's having successful moments and periods of success in this fight where Dubois may get a few shots off before the low blow, but then does nothing else after. Even after the low blow. Yes, he's having some success, but is it as much as AJ? Probably not. And Usyk's hitting him with some shots that are catching him. And I just put overall much more competitive. Overall, I mean, low blow or not, that's the thing. And that's my point on it, is that you've got someone controlling it who's, they're competitive. It's not one-sided at all. Whereas early on in that Dubois fight, it looked very one-sided for a minute there. I just think Usyk was better, to be honest with you, in that AJ fight. Usyk fought a better fight, but AJ had control, he had the experience, and I think that's going to cause a problem for Dubois. It does seem like he has that inexperience against Miller. He has inexperience very much showing in that fight, to be honest, and he has inexperience showing in the Usyk fight, where he's not firing anything off, not trying to get anything out of these rounds early on. And I think AJ's going to be able to, at this point in his career, be able to control the fight, lead the fight, and have some success early on. Really, AJ's going to be waiting for him to make a mistake. He's going to be throwing out a jab, throwing out the straight, first few rounds, probably win them. I fully expect AJ win the early rounds, but also AJ may slow down and just go, okay, I'm waiting, I'm throwing that jab out, I'm waiting for that shot, for the counter shot, because I know you're going to make a mistake. And he did. In the Usyk fight, in the Miller fight, he made mistakes that could have been countered by someone of AJ's caliber in there. And the mistakes he made after the Usyk low blow, how much could Usyk really counter? He did sometimes, but against an AJ, it's going to be incredibly important that, look, you make a mistake that far out, Usyk's had a low blow, he's a shorter guy, he's got less reach, AJ's going to punish you for that type of thing, where Usyk will punish you for different things, but them type of things will be punished by AJ a lot more effectively with the reach and height advantage of AJ. The question is for AJ, can he get caught and come back? Because in a sense, he could be caught in this fight, he could go down. Can he come back into a fight? We can see Dubois can. He's got the ability to come back into fights when he's lost a few rounds, or he's been knocked down, or looked incredibly bad in that fight in the first few rounds. He can come back and win it, and we've seen that not just across the 2 fights he's had here that I've talked about, the Usyk fight where he's come back and done a lot better in the fight, but also the Miller fight where he started off really well early, lost it a bit, and came back and got the win. I think he's trying to get under the skin of AJ. You've seen a few press conferences where he's trying to put pressure on AJ to react and things, and I don't see how much that's gonna work, but it's a good tactic anyway. Get into the mind of AJ, get him to think, look, he's got to try and go out there and get you out there and around, and maybe do a thing of like you had against Miller. You lose all the stamina the first 2 rounds, you got to recover, and that's when Dubois can get him. My personal opinion, I think the control from AJ, the ability, the experience from AJ is going to be a tough thing for Dbar to get across here. The only way I think it happens is Dbar gets him down early and AJ doesn't recover, sort of like an Andy Ruiz fight where he gets knocked down and he just goes for it. And Dbar could do that. He could just go for it and get the win, but I think AJ's at a different point in his career. He's learned a lot more. He's trained very much how to not get beaten like Andy Ruiz again, where he's just getting, okay, this guy's just up for it. How do I control it? How do I keep myself safe and wait for the counters? And I think he will go in there, and I think it will be a good one. I think AJ will feel him out early. I think he gets it done. Round 7, I'd say. Round 7, AJ gets it done. I think there'll just be a couple of things round 5, maybe round 6, where AJ gets a counter off, and you're like, oh, that's a big shot, and Dubois sort of stumbles slightly. I think it's probably 1 or 2 probably in a round. So I think round 5 or round 6, it happens twice in one round. The next round after that, round 6, round 7, AJ gets him out of there. I don't see if Dubois gets hurt like that, the control AJ has, how he gets back into that fight. And really, I think that's the point. Unless Dubois catches him with something after that and gets AJ down, I think AJ's going to win early. Dubois has to come back and so start getting desperate. The control from AJ isn't going to allow him to get back in there with a big shot and knock him down. And I think AJ gets it done KO TKO round 7, I would say. Round 6, round 7, I think that's it. And I think it's straight on to either will be the winner of Usyk versus Tyson Fury in December. Obviously that's happening, and he'll probably wait for that. I don't see him not. It's now end of September by the time they fight. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I think it will take knots, but I think Tyson and Usyk will do as well. But you got to think, it's probably only 2 months difference, so AJ probably gets 2 months up on whoever he's going to be fighting next. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. A great fight coming up in the UK at Wembley. Incredible crowd. It'll be a incredible atmosphere. Great undercards fights for it. But yeah, I can't wait for this fight. Please let me know what you think will happen down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, press the bell notification so you see every upload I do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.